Greetings, and welcome to your Monday edition of Dapper's Playhouse. I am your excellent host, Dapper, and this is my playhouse. That's where you'll find yourself this evening. Happy to have you. Big ups to new subscribers, big ups to my old subscribers. If you're still on the fence, get off that fence. You may hurt yourself. And come on in, the water's fine. What we like to do here, shop the interwebs, mostly TikTok, find you some funny stuff, some interesting stuff, maybe get you learnt up. Either way, we like to have a good time. Some might say we like to play. So anyway, without further ado, let's get right to it. I need to buy a humidifier for my plants. Yo, if you have to buy a humidifier, that would be the one to buy. That's all I'm saying.
If you are an artist or you appreciated the joy of painting with Bob Ross, you might enjoy this one. Now we are at Woodlawn Memorial Park right now in Orlando, Florida, and just over here is the final resting place of the
Big
man who
ups to
hosted Joy
O-Town.
of Painting, Bob Ross.
This
Now,
kind of blew me away
Bob
right here.
Ross
Isn't this a little
was born in
underwhelming
1942 in Daytona Beach,
for such a
Florida,
pop culture
and
icon?
He had an interesting life. He served
You
with
would
the
think
military
Bob
for
Ross
over
would have had
20
quite a
years,
sculpture,
and
at
he
least like a
was-
headstone or something.
He was a tough guy. You
Pretty
wouldn't
impressive.
think it by watching his shows. But
I don't know.
when he got done,
That's my
he
feelings
followed
on
his
this,
passions for
is that it's
painting,
really underwhelming.
And he hosted this show. It ran
What's
for
that
like
you?
31 seasons.
Anybody watch
something
Bob
like
Ross?
that.
Did Bob
And
Ross affect you in any way?
He would teach you how to do it. He would show you, but he would also tell you.
All I know is
he was
I used to
very
love
different
gardening
than a
and
lot of the
watching Bob Ross
instructors
back
that
in the
he
day,
had.
late night.
But he passed away in 1995.
Happy little squirrel.
At the age of he was 52, I believe, and he had lymphoma. He kept it a secret. He didn't tell anybody. But he passed away, and it was pretty much a shock to everybody because nobody knew he was sick.
Check this out. What? What the heck? Spooky. Oh, it's pretty cool. Salt and sea salt chemical reaction. Oh shit! It's the elusive bird clam.
Did you finally poop?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Oh. I think he pooped.
I got that on video.
She's like, I got it on video. Send that to America's Funniest Home
Tried to
Videos.
bring Woody to the park, but there was no parking, so I brought him over to the beach.
Oh. Oh, shit face. What up, shitty eye?
What is that?
That's like septic guy's sister.
There is something odd about this photo. Can you spot what it is?
There is something odd about this photo. Can you spot what it is? On June 4th in 1923, 22-year-old Frank Hayes won his first ever horse race as a professional jockey. He wasn't expected to win, so when he did, the crowd erupted, and spectators who'd placed their bets on him and his horse, Sweet Kiss, were absolutely elated. But that was until race officials went up to Frank to congratulate him after the race. At this point, he was still mounted on his horse, but Frank wasn't moving. Race officials were horrified to discover that Frank was
First
in
and
fact
only
dead.
race.
It turns out that during the race, he'd suffered a fatal heart attack, most likely due to the fact that he'd been extreme dieting in the lead up to this race. Astonishingly, Frank had managed to stay upright on his horse, and so nobody knew that he died until after he'd won. The horse that he rode, Sweet Kiss, was then renamed Sweet Kiss of Death, and she soon retired after his death, as no other jockey would use her as their racehorse
Sissies.
for fear that they may suffer
Ride that right
the
now.
same fate as Frank Hayes.
Let's see. Who remembers? Give me a cheese. Hey, Jimmy. Give me a cheese with nothing. The good old days.
Household items from 30 years ago that today's kids have never seen.
Household items from 30 years ago that
Ah,
today's
yes.
kids have never seen.
Grandma's touch lamp.
Every time I went to Grandma's house, I couldn't resist playing with these lights.
Usually stolen from the
itchy
hospital.
blanket that you usually found at Grandma's house.
Yep, still got
Do
them.
you remember those wooden cassette and VHS
Yep.
tape holders?
The computer
In the
room.
90s, many families had a room in the house they called the computer
You can
room.
still buy that.
This popcorn machine was in so many kitchens back in the day. Every mom or grandma had that picture. Why did
Hell yeah.
Kool-Aid taste better in
Them
these
should
cups?
still work.
If your kitchen didn't have one of these, it just wasn't possible. I used a spoon to pry open the Hershey's tin, years old. If they
Oh,
weren't in
linty and
Grandma's
shit.
purse, they were in a super
Wrapped in
fancy
Kleenex
crystal
with all
bowl.
that dust on them.
Christmas trees just aren't the same anymore.
Oh,
Today's
shit,
kids
yeah.
think they're tacky. Remember when they used to use those card swipe machines? Fisher-Price memories. Every kid had a set of these toys. Fisher-Price Little People. Do you remember playing with these?
Hell, who
Have you
remembers
seen these?
layaway? Putting your shit on layaway, or how about getting a rain check? I had a cat who did this outside at our lake. He would carry that shit back right in the middle of his mouth, and the fish would be slapping the shit out of each side of his face, and he'd still be carrying it. Free meals, man. They're great fishermen. Great. This is your moment of Zen. Man, I love the harp.
In light news, can we just talk about how great it is to have Tony Hawk be teaching Kurt Cobain's grandson how to skateboard?
Yo, that kid's gonna be a straight legend in a few years. Watch for him.
So wholesome.
Yeah, fucking Hannibal Lecter kitty. Yo, your cat will probably fillet you just trying to put that damn fishbowl on its head. How awful. How awful. That poor kitty. Poor kitty.
That is a really, really big python.
It's another day in Florida.
That's a really, really, really big python.
And that's a really small alligator, too. Just goes to show. That's a baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so wait. Not all of you had teenage nightclubs? That was just like a I need to know because where I grew up on the West Coast, we had teenage nightclubs, like nightclubs for teenagers. That you had to be 16 or older to get into it. You know, for the age range of 16 to 21. And we had them here, we had them up in Portland. There was a teenage nightclub. We were nightclubbing.
We was Gen X, so it didn't last very long. There was too many fights and stabbings and shit. But we had them. They were fun for about 5 minutes. One was called Gemini, and then it became Rumors. And yeah, once the gang violence started taking over, and like I said, there was all kinds of stabbings and shootings and fights, they were just like, yeah, this is a bad idea.
Yeah. Like practicing. We were like practicing as teenagers. But I was recently told by someone that where they grew up, they didn't have teenage nightclubs. Like people just went to house parties. And I'm like, yeah, we went to house parties too. That was called the
after party. Yeah, that's where you went and got the alcohol. You got the alcohol first, then you went to the club, and then you went back to the house and had more alcohol.
But anyways, like I need to know Gen Xers, millennial cusp, like, did you guys have a teenage nightclub?
Hell yeah, we did. That was up in New England, the Northeast. Check this out. Anybody got an umbrella and some snow outside? Why aren't you doing this? How beautiful is that? Some people are creative as hell.
Whoa.
Check this out.
Put these bad boys in four-wheel drive. That's better.
Hilarious, yo. Croc and balls. Okay, for any of you wondering, this is not torture. Yes, this is a natural gait. This is a Pacifino. Okay? They have like a 4-beat in their steps. And no, it doesn't hurt them. And why they do this, it's a competition. They love to do it. Again, they're not getting hurt. They don't have to put chains on their legs, any of that crap. Don't worry about it. If you know, help me out. Comment down below. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They would even have competitions where they have a glass of champagne and they couldn't spill one drop. Shit's pretty cool.
The pygmy seahorse is one of the ocean's most extraordinary and elusive creatures, renowned for its incredible ability to blend seamlessly with the corals of Indo-Pacific.
How dope is that? The seahorses are just out of sight. And they're like the world's greatest super dads. They not only take care of the kids, but they even give birth to the kids. Check it out.
Reefs. Measuring no larger than a fingernail, this tiny marine marvel uses its intricate coloration and texture to mimic its surroundings, making it nearly invisible to both predators and divers. With limited swimming ability, the pygmy seahorse spends most of its life anchored to coral branches, where it finds both shelter and sustenance. Its camouflage is so masterful that it remained hidden from scientific discovery for years.
Yo. He does 3 circles on the couch, and he heads for turn 1. And out of the backstretch, he rounds the tunnel, and he heads back for the couch. Oh, and he head back. Italian greyhounds, man. Little lightning crack dogs. If you know, you know.
How hungry are you on a scale of 1 to bowl to holy shit?
To holy family size. Oh, too much man, not enough swing. Oh, and what do you know, folks? Just like that, we've come to the end of your Monday Dappers Playhouse session. A little bit short tonight, but we'll ease on into this week like that. Know what I'm saying? We'll be back tomorrow to take another swing. Hopefully, you'll meet me here. It's always a pleasure. So hey, if you liked it, please do me a favor and like it. If you could, share it out to all your friends so maybe we all can be friends. Maybe you'll hit that subscribe if you haven't. Hit that notification bell, see what happens. I'm not sure, maybe you'll get an electric shock. Maybe it'll play your favorite song. Hey, maybe Uber Eats will show up with a free taco. I couldn't tell you, but there's only one way to really find out, and that's hit that bell. So hey, one last request. If you can't be good, be bad. And remember, you're never too old to play. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.